Welcome again to Big League Soccer, and a change of scene today. Because of the upcoming World Cup game between England and Hungary, the First Division programme was almost completely suspended this weekend. But at least it gives us a chance to break new ground, and how profitable it proves to be. Our main match today is from the Second Division. It's an all-Yorkshire match between Rotherham and Barnsley, and that turned out to be an absolute thriller. And then into the Third Division for Fulham against Walsall. Games that I know you're going to enjoy, and I hope that also applies to our letter spot today as well. Today we have something in particular for all West Ham fans, and for those of you who enjoy the skills and the scoring ability of Trevor Francis. But let's start with Rotherham against Barnsley. They're near neighbours and deadly rivals in Yorkshire. Barnsley managed by the former England man Norman Hunter on the left here. His team has already swept First Division Swansea and Brighton out of the League Cup. Rotherham managed by the former England captain, Emlyn Hughes, and they had a recent victory over Chelsea by 6-0, the picture by the Sunday Mirror. Quite a prospect then for Yorkshire television, for their commentators John Helm and Derek Dugan.
There's real tension in the air here at Millmoor for a derby match that has even more meaning than usual. Both Rotherham and Barnsley in splendid form at the moment. They came out together from the Third Division last season, so today's confrontation is as much about pride as points. It's the third time our cameras have been to Millmoor this season, and on the previous occasions we saw Norwich hit for 4 and Chelsea for 6. And this is the same team that won a point at QPR last Saturday, which means that Phil Henson, who missed that match and is now fit again, is unable to regain his place from John Seasman. Paul Stancliffe has been in outstanding form all season, and in this week when it looks as if England will play Dave Watson against Hungary, despite the fact he's in Southampton's reserves, I know Emlyn Hughes believes Stancliffe is now one of the best number 5s in the country. Barnsley, whose sparkling win over Brighton on Tuesday was watched by Hughes, are also unchanged, so although Winston Campbell is available again after suspension, Stuart Barraclough keeps the number 11 shirt. Player coach Ian Evans played a significant part in that midweek victory, and today the Welsh international makes his 250th league appearance. Well, the last time these teams met was on the night in April this year, when Barnsley clinched promotion with a 1-0 win, and the crowd then was over 25,000, and it's going to be almost a full house again today. Peter Willis from County Durham, this afternoon's referee. There's been a late change. In fact, it should have been Ron Bridges from D-side, but he's unwell, so Peter Willis gets the job of officiating in this derby. Barnsley in their change strip, white shirts and black shorts, and Rotherham, of course, in their familiar red and white. This is Gooding. Oh, looking for Seasman. A header back for Rodney Fern, and in the very first minute, a chance, and, well, a free kick. No, it's going to be a corner. I thought the referee was awarding a free kick at first, but a corner has been given, and Rodney Fern is absolutely fuming. I think he felt he was held back. So a corner in the very first minute for the home side. And it's Towner's kick, looking for Stancliffe. And it's coming back to Towner. Oh, he's the one who can cause the problems. Oh, not a bad cross either for Seasman, who's bundled over. And it's a corner again. I think one or two Rotherham people felt they might have had a penalty in the first minute. Twice. The atmosphere is crackling. So the early pressure from Rotherham. There's Towner's corner and headed away by Evans. Well, you can hear the Barnsley supporters getting behind their team, and Banks then, that was a beautiful through ball for Parker, cut out at the last split second. That's Trevor Raylott down on his knees. The free kick is to Rotherham. Rhodes. Good run by the number 4. Oh, good run from Towner to pick up the throw from Breckin. Oh, and he turned his man absolutely brilliantly. Tony Towers in the mood. So Rotherham's third corner in the first 2 minutes, and for the third time it's Evans who gets it away. Good challenge by Green. What a spirited start to this match, and Gooding, well, the free kick's already been given against Banks. And Mr. Willis is having words with the Barnsley number 5. Going straight at Barnsley's throat in these early stages is Evans' back header. Byrne coming in and horned it well. Good play from Green. From Ronnie Moore either. Oh, and that's going to be a booking in the first 3 minutes of the game for Joe Joyce. Well, Peter Willis obviously wanting to stamp his authority on this derby game from the outset.
Well, what a start this has been. What a start this has been. Full of commitment here. Joe Joyce is rather unlucky. I thought really that certainly Mr. Willis is trying to stamp his authority right from the early part of this game.
Now Barnsley really coming forward in numbers as well for the first time. And that's going to be a free kick. Moore and Green challenging back and conceding the kick to Barnsley. Well, it's clear that both teams have been G'd up for this one. They really are putting everything into it. And here's Barnsley's first chance as McHale takes the kick. Picked out Parker, and Aylott going in. And what a splendid catch by Mountford.
What a superb free kick. The decoy running was at its best here, and Derek Parker finds himself loose, and just watch Aylott come in, and what a tremendous pluck out of the air from Ray Mountford.
Oh, Moore robbing McCarthy. Now Barraclough. Forrest sticking with him. And Barraclough too, sticking to his task. Oh, getting the ball inside for Glavin. There's the cross for Parker. And that took a deflection, and it's going to be Barnsley's first corner. And Breckin did well to get in the way of Parker's effort. Well, it's got all the tension of a derby match, and what a lively start with both sides creating openings. Banks with the corner, and watch out for the big fellas. There's McCarthy, the back header for Aylott. Oh, he should have scored. Aylott will kick himself for that. It was almost an open goal, and Aylott should have put Barnsley ahead.
What a superb corner coming up. Just watch the flick back from Mick McCarthy. There's nothing that defenders can do about this. Trevor Aylott, you should have put your side one ahead.
Well, Barnsley are just beginning to put their game together now, and that will have given them confidence, even though they didn't score. Here's Towner. They'll try and funnel the ball out to him as often as they can. Oh, and a good cross for Gooding. It'll get through to Moore, and Moore has done what Aylott couldn't do. Oh, only 9 minutes gone, and Ronnie Moore keeps up a remarkable record. He's now scored in 7 of Rotherham's 8 home games.
What a travesty. Barnsley should have been 1-0 up. Tony Turner, the danger man's on the ball. Just watch this luck coming in here. Ronnie Moore is going to get a deflection here. Instead of being 1-0 down, they find themselves 1-0 up.
And there's Ronnie Moore, who's had a marvellous start to this season. That's his 9th goal, and I know he was telling us the other week he expects to get 20 this season. He's well on the way. Well, that was a rather fortunate header for Banks, who went straight to Joyce, and Aylott will battle for it. Now Parker. Hale. He's picked out Parker well. Oh, and Aylott. Oh, hits it well, left-footed. Oh, wasn't Trevor Aylott unlucky there? That was a cracking effort.
Lovely skill, a lovely flick off here from Derek Parker here. Just watch this for opportunist shooting here. Ray Mountford was beaten all the way. Good job that post was in the way.
Forrest will try and find more, and Towner was going down the right, but it didn't get that far. There's Bobby Horne, who's playing in the first derby match of his career. Barraclough. Barnsley still managing to look dangerous when they get into these situations. And the cross coming in from Barraclough for Banks. And the keeper out, Banks! Oh, yes! Oh, what a goal from Ian Banks! And Barnsley level within 60 minutes, and Ian Banks, his 8th goal of the season, and I suspect it's the one he's enjoyed most.
Well, I've said it again. How many times goals come from these superb crosses? Barnsley's got a little bit of luck here. The ball is eventually going to bounce to Ian Banks, and my word, doesn't he finish off this here? What a way to put your side back into the game.
Where's Ian Banks? He will have enjoyed that moment. A good challenge by McCarthy on Fern, and that's won the ball back for Barnsley. There's Barraclough stepping both sides of Forest there. Oh, and yes, Barraclough did well then, and there's the cross, looking for Aylott, and Mountford put that one over the
Beautiful piece of skill coming up from Stuart Barraclough, and another superb cross, but this time Ray Mountford just plucks it out of the air.
That was a 50-50 ball. As it happens, it's rebounded for Forrest, who loves to go on these charges. A splendid pass too for Towner. Cross for Moore. Well, we saw Aylott miss one at one end, and Ronnie Moore there will think perhaps he should have scored.
Well, my word, this is the best bit of football in the game here. What's this reverse ball back to Tony Turner? A superb cross coming in once again, and Ronnie Moore almost scored a copy-like goal like he did a couple of weeks ago.
There's one for Moore to chase, and he's there, and Ronnie Moore! He's done it again! What a splendid goal, and it's a dream start for Ronnie Moore. He's got 2 in 24 minutes, and that was a perfect through pass for the striker, and didn't he finish it well?
My word, look at that. Ronnie Moore's second goal. What a superb pass, and my word, what a game we've got here.
Well, Ronnie Moore must enjoy Yorkshire television cameras being here as well. We've seen him score 5 goals this season. Oh, Parker. Both sides really move forward very sweetly. Good game for the attacks, this one. And Barraclough skipping past his man again. There's the cross. Chambers, not far over. The little fella came up. he's not scored a goal for 2 years. But he almost did then.
Stuart Barraclough, my word, he's on form this afternoon. Puts another glorious cross in, and just watch it noted back here from one of the defenders there. And John, certainly we missed that one there from Phil Chambers.
Referee Willis is looking at his watch as the ball almost threaded its way through to Fern. And referee Willis does bring the first half to an end close. And what an enthralling 45 minutes with Ronnie Moore, the hero for Rotherham. He scored after 8 minutes, and after Ian Banks had pulled it level for Barnsley after 16 minutes, well, it was Moore again with a quite outstanding goal in the 24th minute, which gives us a half-time lead of Rotherham United 2, Barnsley 1. So Ronnie Moore, the man who got the 2 goals that gave Rotherham that half-time lead of 2-1, sets us underway for the second half. Well, Derek, derby matches sometimes can be a bit of a letdown, but this one certainly hasn't been.
Well, my word, it's got everything. In fact, it personifies everything that's good about English football. It's at its best. It's got commitment, it's got thrills, it's got skill, and it's got goals. John, and if it's half as good as the first half, I'll be a very happy man.
And Fern immediately getting a good touch to get Ronnie Moore going down there, and Townend on the right wing picked up that pass superbly, and not a bad cross either. But Horn at the near post collected that one with consummate ease. Forrest just getting the knockback for Stancliffe. Well, he was trying to find Fern, but Ian Evans getting his head there first. Parker's control has been excellent all afternoon. And so has Aylott's. Even though he sold Glavin a little bit short there. Oh, here's the big number 9 again. Oh, yes, well, Trevor Aylott cursing himself because he didn't spot Rhodes coming up from behind. Seasman finding a gap, but Rhodes giving it away, and so has Parker, so Rhodes gets a second chance. Oh, and that's a splendid ball from Fern, and Moore dashing into position. I think Seasman's going to try himself, and he was over the top. We saw John Seasman score on the opening day against Norwich, and that's the only goal he has got this season. Played Banks finding McHale. Parker nudging it through for Glavin, and that's the second time that Barnsley have hit a post. Aylott unlucky in the first half, and Glavin on that occasion is really cursing his luck.
Well, this is amazing. You said, John, about Ray McHale. Norman Hunter saying the best first time pass of the ball, made that superb opening for Ronnie Glavin.
Corner from Banks. Dangerous here, and Moore pushed him off, and it's a penalty. Ronnie Moore, the man who scored 2 goals, has conceded the penalty. It was Ian Evans who went up, and Moore gave him the nudge, and a chance for Barnsley to get back on level terms. So Ian Banks has got 1 goal already, and here he's got the chance of a second. And not much doubt about that. So it's Rotherham 2, Barnsley 2, and this match goes cracking on. And that is Ian Banks' 9th goal of the season, and what a happy man he'll be.
Well, we've had everything here today. Ray O'Brien smashed one last week, but Ian Banks certainly didn't miss with his spot kick.
Ronnie Moore is still arguing, and that means he's going to have his name taken. The third name to go into the book. I think that Ronnie Moore feels very aggrieved there. He was the man who gave away the penalty, and he's continued the argument all the way into the referee's notebook. Aylock chases everything, and he's won it again too. Banks, first time cross, Stancliffe away, and that's going to be a throw. Oh, Parker slipping and a slide in, and in the end getting his cross over. Mountford has to punch it for the corner. Glavin racing for the short one. Banks wants to hit it longer. And there it goes. McCarthy's up for it with Stancliffe. Oh, what a super save that was. The header from McCarthy was splendid, and the save, I think, was even better.
Another perfect cross coming across. Just watch Mick McCarthy, the power that he's come steaming in here, and what a good save from Ray Mountford.
Well won back by Glavin. He's tearing off down the middle, leaves it for Aylott. And that's a very long and purposeful ball for Barraclough. And it went to him, it found him as well. 1 against 1, and he's round Forrest. There's the cross, and it's Stancliffe who knocks it into the crowd. Stuart Barraclough then with the corner for Barnsley. The crowd there lapping this one up as the corner comes across, and a back header from Ian Evans, and off the line. Mountford went down and got a kick on the head for his pains. That was brave goalkeeping and a good header from Evans.
Stuart Barraclough, who's having a superb day. Just watch Ian Evans coming here with a lovely flick here. Ray Mountford just couldn't get down to it, and Derry Parker wasn't very far away.
Aylott, Parker, and Parker, I thought he was going to score there. He was inches away, and what a good reflex save again from Mountford. Ian Evans holding his head. He can't believe what's happening. That was so close. 2 stabs for Parker, and I thought that one was going to go in, as it is his one corner. And Barnsley throwing everything at it at the moment, but giving away a free kick. McCarthy finding Aylott. Oh, and Stancliffe in so quickly then, going all on his own. In the end, he lost out. Matter of numbers. Oh, that's given away. A free kick by McHale to Seasman. Good set up Gooding. Fern headed away. It was Joyce who got the header in. He's holding his ears, so it obviously came off that. As Towner gets this cross, and McHale! Oh, I thought he was going to put through his own goal. That was no more than inches away from Ray McHale there. He got down, he stooped and put the header in, and I think Horn aged.
Well, Tony Tanner comes in here, and just watch this. Ray McHale almost made it 3-2 for Rotherham.
There's the Rotherham corner. Up goes Horn, up goes Fern, and Horn wins the day. Well caught, sir. Well, if that had been at Twickenham, it would have been roared at by the crowd. And the substitution being made now, Ian Alexander is coming on, but in fact it's Rodney Fern who's coming off, so John Breckin is bravely carrying on. And it's our first look on the big game at Alexander. Ian Alexander, an 18-year-old boy from Glasgow. There's Rodney Fern looking a little bit disconsolate. In the end, he takes the softer option of playing it wide. And then he tried to get it in with his left foot, and you saw what happened. Now here's Barraclough, the man you feel could set something up. And there's his cross. For Parker at the far post, back for Banks. Oh! What a way to get a hat-trick. That is a wonderful goal from Ian Banks. It's his third of the afternoon, and I wonder if that's won the points for Barnsley.
What a goal to get a hat-trick. A beautiful cross from Stuart Barraclough. But what's a perfect head back from Derek Parker. And right on the volley, my word, what a goal to get a hat-trick. Wonderful weekend he's going to have.
Really do.
Well, there is Ian Banks. And what a marvellous contribution he's made to this game. But Rotherham throwing everything into an attempt to get a late equaliser. 90 seconds on the clock as Gooding tries to set something up. And it's a corner for Rotherham. Well, we really have had everything in this match. 5 goals, including a penalty, and Rotherham now a final assault, maybe. Gooding with the corner. The big men are up. There's one of them, Stancliffe, and it's McCarthy away, and Rotherham, the dangers, they could leave themselves exposed. Barraclough screaming for it down the middle, and he could get it too. Here's Barraclough, he's onside. Could he make it 4? Oh, fine save, it must be from Glavin. Oh, it is. It's 4-2, and Rotherham left themselves exposed, and Ronnie Glavin capitalised, and that is the goal that seals the points.
My word, what a finish to this game. I didn't think Ian Banks saw all those white shirts going down through the middle. Just watch Stuart Barraclough. My word, I thought he was going to score it. He should have scored it because he had a brilliant game, but Ronnie Glavin has the easiest of tasks of making it 4-2.
There is Ronnie Glavin. It's only his second league goal of the season. It's his 8th in all. And that is the one that has surely killed off Rotherham now. Emlyn Hughes has his head in his hands down on the bench. And there's going to be a booking for Stuart Barraclough. Well, it's a shame because he spoilt his day. I didn't actually see what happened there, but Barraclough, it's a long name and it's going into the book. It's been a marvellous derby match as this. All the best about British football has been in this one. 6 goals, terrific commitment, and there goes the whistle, and there is the hero of the hour, Ian Banks. A brilliant third goal to clinch his hat-trick, and there's Ronnie Glavin as well, who got that goal in the dying seconds to make the final score here. Rotherham 2, Barnsley 4. A little bit flattering for Barnsley. One has to feel a bit of sympathy for Rotherham, really. After Ronnie Moore had got those 2 goals for them, Barnsley came fighting back, and Banks and Glavin have scored the goals that score a famous victory here. It's a match everybody has enjoyed, and the final score again is Rotherham United 2, Barnsley 4.
Well, what a tremendous finish that was. 2 goals in the last 3 minutes, and it's a victory that now puts Barnsley up into 4th place in the 2nd Division. A table dominated, as you can see there at the top, by southern clubs. Luton winning yesterday at Blackburn, Watford held at home by Cardiff City, and Queen's Park Rangers having a brilliant 3-1 win away to Sheffield Wednesday. And now it's time for your letters, and I think we've already satisfied Peter Ng, who writes to me from Singapore, who wonders what's happened to Emlyn Hughes, otherwise known as Crazy Horse. Well, we've already seen on Big League Soccer today that Emlyn is now very happily installed as the manager of Rotherham United. It's his first managerial appointment, and I must say he's doing very well. But there's one letter that puzzles me not a little. It comes from A.J. Rainbird from Glenfield, Auckland in New Zealand, who says he's a West Ham fan of many years standing, but he really takes me to task for not showing you some highlights of a recent game play between Aston Villa and West Ham, because he says that he understands it was a brilliant game, and indeed it was, with Villa winning by 3 goals to 2. Well, the reason we didn't show it is not too difficult to find, Mr. Rainbird, there were simply no cameras at that particular game. We are allowed to cover only so many games every weekend, and sadly for all of us, Aston Villa against West Ham was not chosen for that weekend. But I think overall, all you West Ham fans have to agree that your club does get a pretty good showing on this programme year by year. And indeed, our first letter today is for West Ham fans. It's for Mr. R. Elmu of Mount Roskill, also in Auckland in New Zealand, who tells me he went to the first FA Cup final in 1923 at Wembley when West Ham played Bolton. Also, a whole lot of letters from viewers of big league soccer in Nigeria. You may wonder why, but they're asking to see Adi Coker playing for West Ham in the early 1970s. Well, here's the day that Adi scored for West Ham against Tottenham in a 2-0 victory at Upton Park.
And Moore playing the ball, lifting his feet high there, but the referee thinking that it constituted no danger, and he played the ball. Brooking trying to send Collins one way, then the other. A curling one! Oh, wonderful goal! A lovely curling goal there by Trevor Brooking. He teased and he tormented Collins, and he found a yard in space and curled that with the inside of his boot, wide of Jennings. A connoisseur's goal by Trevor Brooking that puts West Ham ahead. And now it'll fall for Brooking. 3 against 3 as Locke makes a great run down the left again. And Brooking spotted him. Coker in the middle. Yes! Adi Coker! The 2 youngsters for West Ham. Locke, who made a brilliant run. Brooking, who found him. And Coker from a sharpest of sharp angles, who made it 2-0. So Coker, mobbed by the fans, has scored again. And 2-0 to West Ham now in the final minute of the game.
Now another letter from Singapore, and it's from Mr. K.M. Mode Iqbal of Blanco Court in Singapore, who's a fan of Trevor Francis's, though he says he seems to have lost track of Trevor since he left Nottingham Forest. Well, Trevor Francis, of course, is now with Manchester City, but he's had another nasty injury that's kept him out of the game for quite a few weeks, but I'm happy to say that he's back fully fit again and scoring goals. Indeed, we have with us today the 2 last goals he scored for Nottingham Forest. They came in a game early this season against Southampton, and it proves yet again what a deadly finisher he is. Trevor Francis.
Ward to his left, otherwise he's on his own. And on his own was good enough. And I think you could say that's a £1 million goal from the first of the breed. Pace was scintillating. Spashanu helped him at the start, was just getting a slight nick, and Francis was away, unconcerned about the fact that he was going wide to the right. And the shot planting the ball wide to Peter Wells's right. And the goal has opened the season at the City Ground. Volume has doubled. Here's Anderson. Francis! Well, it's an early birthday. Two goals by Francis inside 2 minutes.
And of course,